Anil Kakkar. Wow. That was a mesmerizing story, to use a word that you used. And also to use the analogy you used. Far from bad breath, it was breathtaking.
Yes.
That whole story just had me riveted. And although I was all propped to and prepped to write notes, I actually was quite frozen because I was imagining that freezing icy water of the Arabian Sea and the sharks below and the diesel burning and the sea on fire, and watching this calm person, the commander, laid back in a deck chair, reading a book, smoking a cigarette, and just going down, accepting the destiny of what was happening. So it was a story that was completely immersive. And by immersive, literally immersive, we really got a flavor of what happened on that December day in 1971. So fabulous story, and told in a very dramatic way, following all of the criteria that are listed for this project. So laying out the characters and really giving each character a lot of color and depth, so that we got to know who this Anil Kakkar is, and who Commander Mullah is, and the colleagues around. So we got all of that flavor of those people who were on that ship on that fateful day. And also the situation, the drama of that situation. So conflict is one of the elements of a great story, but here the conflict was, there was so much conflict. You know, there was chaos, there was confusion, there was conflict. And what are you going to do in a situation like this when you have been attacked? What are the decisions you're going to take? Are you going to choose to yourself jump off the ship, or are you going to take care of your flock? And the commander apparently chose the latter, to take care of the flock and not worry about himself. So I thought we all were really truly involved in this story. The only confusing thing was right at the outset, because when the story started with the date and you became the character, Neelesh became Anil Kakkar. So that was the only place where I felt a little disjoint, because I think the story could also have been narrated by Neelesh as a story about what happened there. But I understand the reasoning behind that you really wanted to put yourself in that story. But a little transitional intro to tell us that, I think would have just laid it out clearly for me. Because otherwise I was just feeling like you are narrating someone's story. And that is what you were doing, but then you've donned that character as well. So there was a slight confusion just on that accord. And perhaps it could be Anil Kakkar, this great hero who got a medal, and this is his story, and then step into the character. Or just some kind of a pivot to lead us into that character, so that there's no confusion about Neelesh and Anil. That's really the only recommendation I have. It was the only thing that left me a little bit bewildered at the start. But after those first few seconds, I was right in there in that story, getting the goosebumps that you so vividly described. So the wordplay, the imagery, it was all there. There's so many great usage, there was so much great usage of language. Whether it was the painting of the hormones surging through the body, every single hormone, and that real description of what was happening around that raft. Or even little details, like I went down to the bunker to get the colored pencils, and then the world went dark. So I thought words were used very effectively in making the story very vivid and real for us. In terms of the voice, amazing. There were, not only was the voice communicative in its emotionality and in its volume, but also wonderful pauses interjected for suspense, or for us to absorb the enormity and the gravity of what was going on. You know, the world went dark, pause, and so on. So wherever there was some really important thing said, there was a pause for us, for that to sink in. And I realized I'm making wordplay unintentionally. There was no pun on sink. So voice was very well used, words were very well used, gestures, very supportive gestures, reinforcing all of the drama that was going on. You know, watching that ship, so even using the space and the stage and painting that picture about where you are in the sea and where's the ship and so on. So I thought it was just brilliantly done. I was absolutely awed by the power of the speaker as a storyteller. And I'm sure when you take on these same attributes and tell your own stories and share your own anecdotes, they will be very vivid. I also like the fact that he ended it with an opinion about what should have been done in terms of the heroism of the people involved. And so that brought us all together. If we were people in power, I would feel immediately compelled to award that medal that was so richly deserved.